This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
A weather impact alert this evening as storms could impact your 4th of July plans. We're monitoring a flood watch through the overnight hours. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Brent Solomon. Mike Bush and Kelly Jackson have the day off. Strong storms could move in within the next few hours. Let's check in with meteorologist Gary Frank. He's in for Jim Castillo this evening.
Yeah, good evening. And it's the rain that was significant this morning, right? It was just all morning long, significant rainfall between 2 to 4 inches, in some cases even more in local areas. But it took a while for the sun to come out. It's been out, it's hot, it's humid. That still fuels our additional threat for storms later on. So that's what we've been talking about. Will it impact our fireworks displays? Right now, it's as nice as can be. It feels exactly like you'd want the 4th to be. Hot, humid, temps around 90 degrees. And behind it, the front that's moving through. You'll notice ahead of it in Springfield, Cape Girardeau, even in St. Louis in the upper 80s. It's that area that we're going to watch for more development later on. A slight risk for severe weather still south of the city in Festus, Sullivan, Rolla, and points south like Farmington. And that has to do with this front that's moving in. And right now it's as quiet as can be on our Doppler radar right now. And that's where the storms sit at the moment. However, as they develop in central Missouri within the next 2 hours, they'll start to slide our way. At this point, it does not look like they're going to impact most fireworks celebrations, but when you look at what happened last night, that is the primary reason we still have our weather impact alert, because of the flooding risk. It will not take much. And when you look at the type of rain that moved from west to east over the same location, and with all this humidity from at the surface to above the surface, we had local areas that had over 8 inches of rain in the last couple of days. A flood watch in place now through 1 o'clock on Friday because of that rain threat, but into the evening, still dry for the next couple of hours. Let's increase it at 9, but you'll notice pretty low there. But then as we head into 11, past 3 o'clock, that's where I think our best timeline for rain is. We're going to track why it looks a little different than yesterday and some of those main threats as part of our weather impact alert, Brent.
All right, we'll see you soon. Well, some people spent the day cleaning up after storm damage and flooding this morning. Our Tracy Henson joins us live in Wildwood for us. And Tracy, I can only imagine the work that's happening there. What have you been seeing?
Well, at about 2 o'clock, people headed up to do their 4th of July things, but they've gotten probably about 2/3 of this out of the way, which is hard to believe when you look at these logs and huge stumps that were all washed down this creek. We're used to seeing things this big come down the Mississippi and the Missouri, but a neighborhood creek that is not even the named creek. The named creek is just up the way here, Wild Horse Creek. So this is just one of the little tributaries of Wild Horse. To see all this come down was really surprising, and certainly wasn't what residents were looking forward to waking up to this morning. Now, this is one of the offshoots of Wild Horse Creek in Wildwood. The bridge is the only way in and out of this subdivision, so the log jam had to go. This has happened here before in August of 2019, but that time the weight of the logs was too much and washed out the bridge. Hoping that doesn't happen again, and with more rain in the forecast, the small neighborhood banded together to clear the creek, something they haven't had to do in a few years.
It hasn't in a while. Years ago, it was a regular occurrence, and we worked pretty hard to clear out not just the congestion here, but everything upstream. And it lasted for a number of years. We were successful. So now we're just back in the loop. Trees grow, trees die, and here we are.
And here we are. There are still some very large stumps that will take chainsaws and the power of a truck with a chain to get out of here. And the neighbors plan to be back down here tomorrow before it gets too hot again. In Wildwood, I'm Tracy Henson, 5 on your side.
Incredible images there, Tracy. Thanks. For our forecast anytime, all you have to do is text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Let's get you now to a developing story. A 10-year-old girl is in critical condition after a shooting in North St. Louis County. It happened last night on Pritchard Drive, just south of Blackjack. The child's father, Christopher Turner, is now arrested and charged with endangering the welfare of a child. Police say he was handling a gun when it went off and struck his daughter. Well, one of the most iconic images at the St. Louis skyline celebrates a big birthday today. The Eads Bridge turns 150. A new plaque down on the landing there showcases that milestone. Thousands of people gathered at the riverfront for a ceremony paying tribute to the magnificent engineering masterpiece that spans the mighty Mississippi. A local historian explained why that massive project was such an achievement at the time.
Eads Bridge was incredibly important to St. Louis because it's the thing that connected East and West, right? It was something that was absolutely seemed impossible to do as more and more trains were coming across the country and the country's growing and we're poised to be this huge city, but that river was a barrier. And so when it was built in 1874, it just changed our fortunes completely.
The iron workers and steel workers paid a steep toll to build that bridge. 14 construction workers died before it was done. A top engineering expert compared the marvel of the Eads Bridge to the Panama Canal and even the Eiffel Tower. All right, 4th of July celebrations are underway in downtown St. Louis right now. It all stepped off with America's birthday parade down Market Street this morning. In fact, our Megan Kernan joins us live downtown. And Megan, with all of the people coming out, I imagine a pretty big impact for businesses there.
Yeah, Brent, it definitely was. And earlier in the morning, the parade went off without a hitch, and it started off with thousands of people lining the street with their red, white, and blue. The first part of Celebrate St. Louis started at 10 a.m., making its way down Market Street. The parade featured around 140 elaborate floats, choreographed dances, and incredible marching bands from around the state. The party continued on after the parade and right under the arch too. There are dozens of food stands and live music. The most popular items are hot dogs and snow cones, of course. Ken Frackman, the owner of Under the Sun Snow Shack, says events like this have a huge impact on their family-owned business.
It's about 30% of our business each year. This is amazing because what we do is we cater to people. I've been in the resort business in South Florida my whole life. So the whole thing is to make the customer happy and the people to return. Because service is what we need in our country right now. If everybody has good customer service, businesses survive.
Now, the sky will light up around 9:40 tonight with the arch as the backdrop with some of the most impressive fireworks in the area. Tonight at 6, we'll hear from parents and kiddos about why this event is one of their favorites. Live in downtown St. Louis, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
We got to hear from the kiddos. Thank you, Megan. Check this out. Another part of the celebrations today, an air show. Several planes and jets doing stunts and tricks near the arch. For updates on tonight's 4th of July celebration delays or cancellations, text the word fireworks to 314-425-5355. Much more still ahead. The president calming fears following his debate performance. The news he had for Democratic leaders today. And the Paris Olympics, they're almost here. Tonight we're taking a trip to France to see one stunning sight.